Hello, I am Sandra Lee, Human Design Specialist and Biofield Tuning Practitioner. Today I am talking about what is human design and awaken the heart of your business. I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about what human design is because I talk about it all the time, but I don't really explain all of that basic stuff. So I'm going to do that for you today. This is a chart. This happens to be my personal chart. And you can see that it has two columns of numbers and then a triangle with a bunch of colored shapes and lines on it. That's the human design chart. And then there's stuff on the bottom that talks about different aspects of who I am. This human design chart says a lot about the things that I'm good at, the areas where I'm going to struggle, the themes that happen in my life. Now, how is it that the positions of the planets have an effect on this? Because that's what this does. The black column is where the planets were at the time I was born. And each of those numbers colors in black on the chart. Those are called gates. And then the red column of numbers is where the planets were approximately 3 months before I was born. And they color in red on the chart. Any place in the chart where you see that there's one line by itself, those are called hanging gates, and they do not create colored shapes. They don't create definition. In my case, I have a lot of definition because there's lots of places where two gates come together and create a channel that is defined. And when you have a channel defined, that's what colors in or defines the shapes on either side. So you can see that there is a chart here that has 9 of these colored shapes, or centers is what we call them in human design. And in my case, my chart has 7 defined centers. So this means that I personally have a lot of energy and I put that out into the space. And sometimes I have the experience of myself of being kind of loud and feeling like maybe I kind of overwhelm people a little bit because I do have a lot of energy. Now, when I learned about human design, at that point, I didn't believe that the positions of the planets mattered because as far as astrology was concerned, that was the system I was accustomed to before. It didn't seem to have much impact on my actual life. So I thought that the positions of the planets didn't matter. Not to me. Maybe to you, but not to me. And then I learned about this chart. And I learned the first thing I learned was about anger. Anger is a consistent theme in my life. And I used to really beat myself up, feel really badly about myself because of this anger. When I learned that it was part of my design and there's nothing wrong with it, I can't turn it off, it made a world of difference for me. It totally changed my relationship to myself and to anger. I stopped beating on myself, scolding myself for always being angry. And now I don't get angry for as long. I get angry, I communicate about it, and then I let it go. It enabled me to become peaceful about an aspect of myself that I have judged and learn to manage it. So if there's an aspect of your life where you struggle or an aspect of your business where you struggle, seeing it from the perspective of human design makes so much sense. I have had my people say, my clients say, my human design made sense of my entire life. Everything that I have been struggling with or not understood or didn't make sense to me, the chart makes sense of it. It makes so much difference. So if you have things that you are struggling with in your life, in your business, looking at it from the perspective of human design helps you make sense of it and be able to manage it. The things that are defined in the chart are going to be themes in your life. You might experience them positively, you might experience them negatively, but you're going to experience them some way or other. When you understand it's part of your design, if you are stuck in a challenging experience of something, it enables you to go from that challenging experience and turn it over to look for the positive experience on the other side. When you understand that on this chart, there's all of these themes, and there's like a diamond with 1,000 facets on it. And each of these energies is like that. There's so many different ways to experience it. So when you understand your human design chart or your business's human design chart, it enables you to, if you are experiencing a challenging aspect of something, to choose a more positive experience. Choose a different perspective. And this enables you to get unstuck. It enables you to stop judging yourself for aspects of your life that you don't necessarily like. It also supports you in being able to recognize your gifts, the special ways that you contribute, because you're contributing them every day in your life. But you might not recognize that they are your special gifts. So when you look at it from the perspective of human design, it enables you to appreciate, I am making a difference here. One of the central themes in my chart is about truth and integrity and the absence of truth and integrity. Now, this is something that everybody cares about, probably. But in my case, this is central. This is what I look at. This is what I see everywhere I look, the presence or the absence, truth and integrity. And I always like helping there be more truth, more integrity, making things better in the world, making things better through my business, making things better in my relationships, in my health. Everywhere I am contributing those gifts. I recognized when I learned that I am doing that 24/7 around my house when it comes to my food, when it comes to how I take care of myself. It's all about making things better so that there is more truth, more integrity. Now, again, everyone pays attention to truth and integrity, or may care about that. But for me, this is the center of my focus. And so understanding that, coming to the languaging of that, helps me understand how I make a difference for people in my business. I've been doing human design now for 10 years. So it's like as I am doing work with my biofield tuning clients or used to be with my massage clients, I was always aware that I am helping them to get better, helping them to have more truth in their life, in their business, in their health. And so I am conscious of being on purpose, being on target, making a difference in my life and in my business. So, whatever it is you have going on in your life, to recognize it as being an expression of your human design chart makes all the difference in the world. And when you are conscious in your business of giving these gifts, just like I described for me, it makes it so much easier for you to recognize that you really do make a difference. And it enables you to attract more people who want the benefit of what you offer. So that was a little bit longer video than usual for me because I am describing more detail about this human design chart. Now, I do human design combined with biofield tuning, the other practice that I do. And I find they work spectacularly well together. I'm doing biofield tuning with somebody, and something comes up, and we look at it from the perspective of the chart and integrate it into your energy field with the chart at the same time. It is amazing. If you are interested in talking with me about how this might be able to serve you, then let's find time to chat. Thanks for watching. Awaken the heart of your business. Breathe.